Hey, John. Hello. Good hearing from you again. And hope your family's safe and you're doing well with this stay-at-home uh, order that's all over the country. Let's talk about captives. Very excited that you've got a client who is interested in a captive, and we would love to talk with them. Of the whole Internal Revenue Code, Section 952, which is the section that controls privately owned insurance companies, is probably the single best piece of the code for owners to take advantage of to control their whole risk management program. When you set up your own insurance company, no different than Travelers, Liberty Mutual, Zurich, State Farm, you get to control what those policies say. You get to control what they cover. You get to control what they exclude. Business interruption has been in the news all over the place for the last month or so as companies, insureds, find out that they really don't have business interruption coverage because business interruption and business income is triggered by a direct physical loss to a premises. When you have a virus here and the governor says you can't go into your premises because you're not an essential business, you don't have direct physical loss. After the SARS and the MERS and the Zika virus scares years ago, carriers put an additional exclusion onto their policies, specifically excluding coverage for virus-related contamination. Now, having said that, we have over 400 nursing homes throughout the Midwest, principally in Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, which are making claims for loss of income and business interruption right now because of this coronavirus. Because years ago, we wrote that into the policies as a coverage form because we knew that communicable diseases is a significant issue inside nursing homes. Back then, we had not even thought about this pandemic. But today, all of those owners are getting paid claims from their own insurance companies because of that. I get off the topic. Insurance companies that you own. There are two primary expenses. One is the startup expense. Attorneys, accountants, actuaries, $25,000 to $50,000 is the cost of that, depending on how good the data is. If you've got very good claims history and claims data, it costs less than if we have to compile all of that and put that together. The other cost is capitalization. All insurance companies are required to be capitalized. The regulators from the various state departments of insurance, the domiciles, all require surplus and capitalization equivalent to expected claims. That is not really a cost. That's an asset. You're moving monies from one category to another on the balance sheet, and you're capitalizing another company. This one happens to be an insurance company. The process of starting one up can be as easy as 2 to 3 months, as long as 6 months to a year, again, depending on the quality of the claims data. Let me talk about claims data for a moment. When I teach this in advanced risk management classes around the country, I have agents that will ask questions. I have a client that's paying $2 million in premium. I have a client that's paying $400,000 in premium. Are they big enough to form their own insurance company? And I smile and I'm nice at them. When agents are new in the business, they tend to think in terms of premium. As agents get more sophisticated and experienced, they tend to think in terms of revenue, commissions, and fees. When you start thinking about captives, you remove yourself from the selling position, selling something to an insured, and instead you are now an advisor, like an accountant, an attorney, a banker, and you're going to help them set up an insurance company. The factor that determines whether it's feasible or not is claims. how big are the claims? How predictable are the claims? If claims are very predictable within a relative range, then it's very feasible to set up an insurance company. You're paying somewhere between $650,000 and $700,000 in work comp claims every year. Yes, there was a year 3-4 years ago where you only paid around $180,000, and yes, there was that one year when it went up over $1 million. But if you look over the long haul, within a relative range, you're paying $600,000 to $650,000 in work comp claims every year. Now, I suspect you're paying 2 or 3 times that in premium to the carrier. And what I say to my students is, why pay $3 to the carrier to have them pay $1 back in claims? If you know what your claims are going to be within a relative range, pay them with $1 and not $3. And that's the exact reason why you would set up your own insurance company. Now, as an aside, if the thought of paying $30,000 to $50,000 for startup costs, or the thought of capitalizing the insurance company isn't something that might be appealing at the moment, then one of the alternatives is what we would call a rent-a-captive. In some domiciles, it's referred to as a protected cell captive. A good friend of mine owns a captive in the Caymans, and he makes available slivers of it, pieces of it, to insureds who want to pretend that they have their own insurance company without the cost of the capitalization. They cover their own expenses, claims adjusting expenses, legal defense expenses. They cover their own cost of claims, but they don't have to pay for the capitalization. We have lots of clients who have done this for 1, 2, 3 years, and afterwards said, hey, this is good for me. I like this. I understand it. I want to set up my own insurance company. Or they say, no, I don't want to capitalize it, but I like the control that I've got here over my claims and expenses. That's an opportunity as well. I don't exactly know where your client is in their thought process, but would certainly be happy to talk with them further about what they're considering, what coverages they're considering, what claims data they have, what they would like to cover, and how they would like to handle this insurance company. As an aside, the neatest part about owning an insurance company is you get to determine where the surplus, the profit, the capitalization goes to. We have a client in Bermuda, an insurance company in Bermuda, owned by a United States firm that at one time had about $12 million of surplus and capitalization accumulated in it, and the CFO was not happy because he couldn't figure out how to get that money onshore without paying taxes. Ordinary taxes, not capital gains taxes. And I said to him, so the family who owns this company, what are they going to be buying in the next year? What are they looking at? Are they looking at a Gulfstream? Are they looking at a jet? Don't have your company buy the jet. Have the insurance company buy the jet. And then have you use it. Have the insurance company buy a castle in Scotland and you use it, or an island in the Bahamas. He started smiling. Today, their insurance company owns lots of assets like that are strictly used by the ownership family of the company that owns the insurance. Now, that's a really neat way to move money offshore, non-taxable, and yet you get to enjoy all the benefits of having that accumulated capital. Anyway, hope you're doing well, and would look forward to talking with you again. Please let me know how we can help. Talk to you soon, John.